Zach, do you want to do the intro?
No, I don't.
Zach, do the intro.
Hey guys, welcome to the Blue Prep. Oh wait, hey
God
guys, welcome
damn
to.
it.
Hey,
Can
welcome
I
to the Red
start-
Line.
can we start
hold
over?
on. Hey guys, welcome to the Galacticast episode 16.
Nope,
episode
it's
12.
This is,
episode 5.
Or do you think we'll ever get to episode 16?
And
Yeah, we
uh,
promised
Bro, we're
20 episodes.
pre-recording,
Right?
right?
on this week we have let me go to the cast list real quick. I don't know these guys' names. We have Chris Kreckler,
Jack is calling me over and
Rowan
over.
Jack's calling me
Limbo
too.
88, Ryder the Rider Man, and yours truly, Zach Tobuscus.
Yeah, it's time to turn. Do
Is that
not
your
disturb
full name?
on.
Zactobus Venom. Is that what it is?
Is
Is it just,
that
is
really
it
your
just the
name?
beginning? Is it just the beginning of Tobuscus and then Venom?
Yeah, that's what
I thought it was like
No.
Tobuscus and Venom.
Yeah,
Can we
that's what it
find
is.
Can we
Tobuscus
find-
and Ant Venom were my two favorite Minecraft YouTubers when I was like
Holy
8.
shit, that's actually what it is.
That's so awesome.
No,
No.
that's really is what it is.
No,
That's
I'm
what it
lying.
is.
That wasn't that cool.
So I had a question I want to start it off with. What's the most trouble everyone here has gotten in with school? You know?
Can I go
Um,
first?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, can I go last now?
Okay, sure.
Okay.
I don't know. I never really was a troublemaker in school.
Nah, I got suspended.
You never told me this.
Oh, so I think I have. We played this game Shin Wars,
Oh yeah.
and we would kick each other in the shins really hard, and that was the whole game. And I forgot his name. I think it started with a J, but it was like this scrawny ass blonde haired kid with glasses, and he wasn't like in on the game, but I was still kicking his shins. And he dropped his ID, and I pushed him up against the fence. I started kicking the living shit out of his shins, and
Hi.
because that was the game.
Shin
my
Wars, dude.
God.
What
Shin
grade
Wars.
was
He
this?
could have died.
This was probably like seventh grade.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes more sense.
So I'm kicking his shins, I'm kicking his ass, and
Oh.
and the teachers come over, and they thought it was a fight. I mean, he wasn't in on it, so I mean it was kind of justified that I got in trouble, but I mean no, he was in on it, maybe, but then they screamed at me to go to the principal's office, and I was freaking out, so I started crying because I was a good kid, kind of, and
Aw.
I used to think I was a good kid, but looking back at middle school, I was a little fucking pickpocket. So I go to the principal's office, and he comes in. This is what really got me in trouble. Is they pulled out the wheelchair for him. So I put this kid in a wheelchair. He's sitting there like his head bent over
What?
like Stephen Hawking, and because I kicked him in the shin, I was like, dude, you're playing it up.
Wait. Does he have to be in the wheelchair for the rest of his life?
No.
Oh,
From
I
getting
thought you
kicked in the
literally
shin?
put a kid in a wheelchair.
That would
I
have
thought
been very
that's what you
funny.
meant
That would
by
that
it.
would have been awesome. Could have told.
No.
I would tell people that, and they'd be like, holy shit, put a kid in a wheelchair.
This guy's
Like, yeah.
badass.
Exactly. So then I got suspended. The kid, like it was blowing my mind that the principal was like saying the victim, and then this kid is sitting there in a wheelchair, and he made it seem like I almost killed him. He was like, you broke his skin. He's bleeding. I was like, okay, buddy, it's just got a little
I made a
shin
kid
damage.
bleed
So
in 7th grade. No, it was 7th grade. I made a kid bleed.
oh yeah, did you get suspended for it?
No, because he didn't tell anyone. We were playing a game called Outball, which I think is something that got invented at an elementary school, like right next to the middle school.
Mm-hmm.
And it's basically just
Awesome.
throw a tennis ball at the wall. If it bounces before it hits the wall, you have to go and touch the wall before someone else hits the wall, or else you're out because it's outball.
I don't think you.
And
I
I
think
threw-
that's just wall
I-
ball, bro.
Yeah.
No, that's not wall ball. What the hell are you talking about? Ow, what the fuck? Ow, shit. Ow,
No, I'm pretty
ow,
sure
I
you
hit
did
my
that
eye.
game.
No, it's not wall ball. It's outball.
I've played that exact same game before. We call it.
Yeah,
wall
but it's not
ball.
called a wall ball.
Well, we call it
Wall
wall
ball's
ball.
where you like hit the recess ball at the wall.
That-
This is different. You throw it.
Let's just throw like a ball at the wall, dude.
Okay, yeah, it's Outball. It's a
Okay,
made-up game.
Okay, keep going about talking about Outball.
Anyway, so this random kid who would always just like walk by us was there. He would never talk to us or play the game, and I threw the ball really hard, and it hit him in the face.
Ah,
And
damn.
I didn't feel bad about it whatsoever, and he like started bleeding out of his mouth because he had braces, and I did not apologize or do anything, and he didn't say anything. I did not feel bad for this person at all.
Yeah, that kid that I beat the shit out of, he was no longer allowed in our group after that because he's a little snitch. So
Normally, I'm a kind, caring person, but I just
Was
did
he
not
in your
feel
group?
yeah, like kind of
Like-
if there was a lineup of who was in our group, he'd be at the back of the lineup.
And then you
Okay,
just
along
like
with you.
decided to kick the shit out of him.
Well, I mean, if you're
Why'd
just don't
you
be a
do
little
It's a rite of
bitch.
passage.
If he
I
wasn't a
mean-
little fucking bitch, I wouldn't be. Well,
Wait, what grade was
Well,
this?
7th grade,
Seventh.
and you know what I did the whole time I was suspended, and I played some DayZ. That's all I did.
Rowan, I remember you told a story about how you almost deleted your entire school's server, right?
What?
You said this was recent. This was
That was definitely a lie.
He almost
You're-
hacked his school, dude.
I was checking Discord and like you were like, holy shit! I just accidentally almost deleted the entire school's data off the server by trying to install
What?
something. You're like, trying to install League on
no.
the computer or something.
Okay, so it started like my senior project I picked, it was to make a Gmod map. So I went online and looked up cracked Gmod so I can do it at school because I couldn't get Steam on the computer. So I was like, I mean, the only way I could work at this from school is to download it on the computer. So I got a cracked bunk ass version of Gmod on a flash drive, and I brought it to school.
FreeSteamGames.com.
And then I was like, I'm just gonna install it. So I started installing it, and the computer started resetting and shit. And I could tell it was bad. And then the like school IT guy comes in, and he was looking for my number. He's like, "Who's on computer 19?" And at the time, my dog just fucking opened up the door. And at the time, the numbers were switched around on the computer, so he thought it was this kid Kelvin next to me, and he gets taken out. He gets taken out of the room and starts like screaming at him. And as I see him out there, 'cause I had a group around me while we were trying to do this because we thought it was funny. Because I was like, dude, I got this punk ass version of Gmod. So it was definitely me, but he didn't. I think he looked at me and thought I knew better. Oh, he probably did think I knew better because I interviewed him for like a PC repair business plan I did, and it was pretty cool. But you know that there's like this scene from a movie that like the guy's unplugging all his like hard drives and putting them in the microwave and stuff, where the FBI breaks in through his door. You guys ever seen that clip? Yeah,
actor?
it was kind of like that. I closed everything. I opened up Task Manager. I was closing literally everything, even like Windows Explorer. Closed everything, shut off the computer before he could come back in the room. He still knew it was me because Kelvin just was like, I didn't do that. He didn't specifically tell on me, so he's not a snitch. So
Yo, is Kelvin cool?
I
now?
thought you
Like-
said. I thought you told a story about how like stuff started getting deleted off the computers and you had to get it off before everything was.
yeah,
gone.
that was the thing. It was acting all funky. Yeah, I could tell something was up.
I never really was a bad kid in school. The worst thing that I can think of that like comes to mind, it was my sophomore year, and in the band room at the high school, they had these like noise canceling like shit on the walls, like cloth.
The foam or whatever.
It wasn't foam. It was kind of like a carpet, but really rough carpet. But anyways, there was this like a tradition, quote unquote, where people just write on the walls because it was funny, you know. And
What does
So-
that mean?
people just write stuff on the walls, like.
Oh, I think you said write on the walls. I was like, how the hell are you gonna write on that? You're gonna like get your socks all velcro-y or something?
This isn't Subway shirt.
Okay, anyway, keep going.
Okay. So, anyways, to preface this, we got a new band director when I moved to high school. The old one moved to somewhere else, and we had a new one. And this is my sophomore year, so I'd known him for like a year and a half or so at this point, and he liked me. Like I was probably we were cool, and so me and my friends are in there. We're in like it's before school. Like, we're at school, but before school actually started, it's like 7:30 in the morning or something. We're just sitting in there chilling. We're like, hey, it would be funny to write on these walls. And then, so everyone starts, like, writing their stuff. It's me and Freeform and, like, 3 other people. We only have one marker. So, someone writes something. He says, he goes like, there, mute that. Okay. And then he writes that. And then someone else writes something else, like someone's name or whatever. And, for some reason, at the time, it was like, we had this other friend, Freeform's cousin. Her mom's name is Denise, right? So,
You don't want to dox him, then you dox him.
it was always, at the time, it was just a joke. Like, she was just a joke. Like, she was the punchline to all the jokes for some reason. Like, there was no rhyme or reason to it. It was just, knock, who's there? Hey, Denise. Hey, this guy gets it. Hey. But, so I'm right. I'm the last one. I'm the last one who gets the marker. And I'm standing on this chair, like, right. I found a good spot to write on the wall. Standing on the chair, like, getting ready to write. I got, all right, DENIS. And then I'm intently writing this because the marker's like going out, so I'm having to like retrace over the stuff to make it darker so you can see it. And I hear behind me, "What are you doing?" And we all turn around. He's just standing there. I'm standing on a chair with a marker in my hand, writing what just looks like just a capital DENIS. It looked like I was writing penis on the wall. So he says, "What are you doing?" I turn around and I look at the wall and I turn around and go, "It's not what it looks like." And then I get down from the chair and he's like, "What? Are you serious? Are you kidding me right now?" He's like, I'm gonna have to get these walls redone soon. And I'm sorry. I was writing Denise, and I know what it looks like.
You had to explain that.
And then I don't know. Nothing really came out of it. It was just it's really the worst thing I got caught doing in high school. It's not even really bad. It was
Mine was.
In middle school, is a fucking dickhead.
No, mine is like I got so fucking lucky. This is the most trouble I've ever been in at school. So basically, in the locker, it was in eighth grade.
Eighth grade.
Eighth grade, yeah, it was 8th grade. I decided that week that the funniest joke I could think of was to, like, slap someone in the face. Not hard, but like a little.
Oh, of course.
But like a little.
Joke.
The best part is it's not even gonna go the way you think it's gonna go. Okay, so just like a little, like a, nothing
I
hard.
slapped my mom in the face.
No, I didn't do that. So there's this kid in the locker room. He's like pushing some kid. He's like standing over him. He's like punching him. So I was like, hey bro, come here. And I did it to him. I did a little like, he didn't take kindly to it. He didn't think I was a comedic genius like I did it in 8th grade. I was like sitting down. He just stood over me. He just stared at me, and then he punched me right in the fucking decked me right in the. It wasn't that hard though. He just hit me like right in the side of the face, and then I just started laughing, and then I started laughing. I played off like, oh, whatever. So now it's a story. I got punched in 8th grade, but it gets better.
Free punch?
One of my friends didn't have a phone. I don't know how, he just doesn't have a phone. So I was like telling him the story over Google Docs because that was the easiest way to do that. And they always tell us, don't use Google Docs as a form of communication with friends. So it was me, him, and one of our other friends. We were all talking, and I was telling them this story, and I said like, oh yeah, I slapped that stupid kid in the face. And then it's just like, oh, it's funny. Next day, first period, the friend who didn't have a phone gets called down to the office. Like the dean of students came in and requested him and brought him down. And then he comes back up, and he doesn't say anything to us. And then the dean of students comes back in and gets me and the other friend, and we go down. We're like looking at each other, like, what the hell's going on? And then they sit us down. Holy shit! We walk into the room. The principal's already sitting down at this table. The dean of students is like, take a seat, and then I sit down at the head of the table. And he's like, oh, that's my seat. And I go, what? And he's like, no, it's fine. So I already did a power play by stealing this man's
That
spot.
sounds so awkward. That's my seat. Oh, okay. No, it's fine.
No.
They slide a paper in front of us. It's a printed out, black and white screenshot because the schools are a bunch of lazy fucks. They can't get color printers. It's a black and white screenshot of our conversations. And they're like, do you know anything about this? And we were like, oh yeah, our friend doesn't have a phone. We were just using that to talk. And they're like, oh, okay, don't do it again. It's fine. You can leave. So we left, and we were like, that was weird. And then we talked to the friend who didn't have a phone. He's like, and he goes, what did they say to you? And we were like, oh, just don't do it again. And he goes, they thought that I'm the one who said that they slapped the kid because it got flagged from his iPad. And so they just thought that, like, he was the one who was making threats. They called him down. He was like, no, it wasn't me. He name dropped me. He told them who it was. They just didn't believe him. So that was a good scenario for me, because if they actually caught me, I would have been screwed. But they were very nice.
They just didn't believe him?
They just didn't believe him, because it got flagged from his end, because I don't know how. It just got flagged on his account, so they thought it was him.
You lucky bastard.
Exactly.
Right,
So
did
Chris,
you ever bully anybody?
me? Did I ever bully anybody?
Yeah.
I bully all my friends. That's probably why they don't like me. I always say it's because I talk to you guys, but it's probably just because I'm really mean to them. Because I always call them out on shit. Like when they're
Every
just
single
being
time you
annoying.
talk about your friends, you're always like, God, I don't want to talk to him. God, I don't want to
I
talk
mean,
to
yeah, if you guys are listening to this now, you know who you are. Please stop. One of
They're not
them.
listening to
Okay,
this.
first of all,
you're gonna go
her
into great
first
detail
mistake.
why you hate them.
First of all, first mistake. She's a girl. That can't fly. Anyway, she just always
Oh my
posts
God.
pictures of her like she just like she's decided that her personality trait is that she keeps eating popsicles. She's like, wow, look, I went through an entire box of popsicles. I'm so quirky. And then I called her out on it. So now she tagged me in her story when she bought a new box.
Imagine
funny, though.
that being your personality, that you eat popsicles.
They're desperate. Like
Can't-
Hayden and I always make the joke of what do people do in quarantine who don't have like any form of technology other than their phone, and the answer is just make cringy videos about how much they miss everyone on Instagram
And
and
eat
post
popsicles.
about eat popsicles. Although this girl's okay. She doesn't really do that much wrong
Ryder, what's your
What?
what's your thing? What do you do?
on Instagram.
No, I'm saying what's your thing? Like what?
Who
like,
are
if
you?
somebody were if somebody were to like explain the way you explained her, what would they say? What do you think
They
would say?
probably say he's this really weird kid who just like keeps talking about his YouTube channel and
Yeah,
is really
that's-
mean to us. I don't know.
That's fair. I was gonna say it's a kid who's trying to start up a YouTube channel.
Kid who
They-
shuts me down.
I mean, they shut me down too. Like I'll send someone and be like, "Hey, can you guys go support this?" If you
Yeah,
don't
it's probably
want?"
because they're giving a
And
little karma.
I
They
get
would-
left on red by 20 people.
Did you guys pause it?
Like our group chat has like 20 people in it. Not one of them ever respond when I'm like, "Could you guys go check this out, please?"
Embarrassing.
Is it your fucking? Is it Supernova?
Yeah, it's Supernova.
Do you send them every single video?
No, I don't send them every single thing.
Oh,
the last thing
thank
I sent them,
goodness.
the last thing I sent them was the podcast. I was like, guys, this is kind of like a big thing. It'd be nice if you checked it out. Like 3 people liked the message, and then no one responded.
Damn.
And then later, someone called me out and said, like, what if I made... No, because it was... This fucking pissed me off. One of my friends made a... I don't have anything wrong with him. I think he's a very nice and funny person. You guys have played CSGO with him. He's really funny, but I guess over quarantine he's decided he doesn't like me now. Even though we get along really well. He made a video, like a touching video, where it's a slideshow of pictures of us, and I'm like in fucking half of them. and then I said to him as a joke, I'm like, you should put Tayzonde playing TF2 over it, because that was a video like that he showed me, so it was kind of it was our special little thing. And then he laughed at it. He said, "No, I'm not going to do that." So then I made the video. I edited the audio, like and then I sent it, and then he was like, "Wow." And then when we watched the Smiling Friends pilot, which is very good, I recommend everyone watch it. I sent it to the group chat. I'm like, "You guys should check this out because if it gets enough support, it'll be a full series." And then nobody responded. And he goes, "No, 100 emoji." And I go, "Oh, okay, thank you." And he says, What if I put stupid audio over something that you worked hard on?" And then I said I didn't make it. And then I later realized that he thought that I was sending an Adult Swim fully animated pilot that I made. It was on the Adult Swim website. I was so confused by it. I had no clue. Like, and again, if you're listening to this, you know who you are. I hold nothing against you. I think you're a very funny person, but
You worked
that
hard
was really
on
weird.
sending the link.
No, that's not what he meant. Oh, it's
Also, do you
Adult
guys
Swim.
pause the podcast, or did I just come back to like you mid-conversation?
We didn't pause the podcast. I didn't even realize he left.
Okay.
Damn.
I never got my like worst thing.
Yeah, what's the worst thing you've done? What's the worst thing you've witnessed, Chris?
Witnessed?
Yeah, that's a whole different.
Should I just say what I've done or witnessed?
Done.
Both.
Okay. Heroin? That one was really hard to do.
No, we're talking about school stories. Worst thing you've seen, done or seen at school.
Dude.
Zach,
It's funny,
calm down.
dude.
I know I'm funny.
Yeah.
I don't know. I got a buddy room once.
What is
What?
what?
A buddy room?
It's where you
It's
go to a
where-
different classroom and think about your actions.
Well, why'd they send you out?
So you got put in timeout.
Because I
When
disagreed
was
with what a
this?
teacher said.
Oh, I've had that happen where I've disagreed with the teacher's line of logic, and then I get sent out, and it's really, really frustrating when they do that because there's only the only teachers who do that are
Insubordination.
fucking bitches.
Insubordination.
My teacher
So
one time straight up lied about something I did, and then it got to the point where my mom had to get called into a meeting, and I was quiet the entire time. And then she lied to my mom's face, and then I spoke up, and she shushed me. She said that I
you should slap
blamed.
your mom.
She's no, my mom didn't shush me. The teacher did. She
No,
said
you
that
should
I
slap your
blamed
mom.
another. She said that I blamed another student for why I didn't get my homework done, even though what really happened was that the student emailed us, was like, I asked the teacher if we could have extra time on the assignment. She said yes. So I was like, all right, fine, I don't have to do it tonight. I come back in the morning, she's checking it, and I'm like, you said that we had extra time. This girl told us we had extra time. Why, you just lied to us? And she sent me outside, and then told me that I shouldn't blame other students. I said, I'm not doing that. You just lied. And then, yeah, she called. No, my mom called the meeting because I told her what happened. And then she's like, no, she kept talking about hormones and changing moods because she was trying to, like, discredit me. And she's like, and then she's like, so when you stood up and yelled that it's her fault that you didn't get your assignment done, and I was like, I did not do that. She's like, nope, this is my turn to talk. And then as we were leaving the building, I said to my mom,
Does she have a
she's
talking
lying.
stick?
She's just actually lying to you. And my mom said, I believe you. And I was really frustrated, and I hated that teacher. She moved away anyways, so I don't have to see her again ever, which is awesome.
If there was one
So
thing you,
that's the
if there's
first time
one
I've
thing
ever
you could say
hated
to
a
her, what
teacher.
would it be?
That was 6th grade, by the way. If I ever saw her again, I'd say, fuck you, bitch. No,
Ryder, what if I told you she was in the audience of our show today?
There she is.
Can you name drop her? Maybe her address?
No, I mean, I wasn't the only person in the class to hate her. One of my friends, like, told her on the last day of school, I'm glad you're moving away.
Damn, that is cold.
And then when he said that in our
Damn,
Spanish class,
cold-ass
the
honky.
Spanish teacher who we all respected said, if a student told that to me, I would probably cry. And we laughed. That Spanish teacher also got mad at me because I said to one of my female friends, did I give you permission to talk to me?
Jeez. Ryder, you.
Okay,
I
that's a
said it
little on
was a joke!
you.
I
That's
It
feel
a
was
little on
obviously,
you.
it was
Feels a lot
obviously
of
a
the-
joke. The girl laughed too. It was obviously a joke. But the teacher,
like a-
She laughed!
The teacher,
She
no,
laughed!
the teacher didn't get like outright mad at me. She's like, "Don't say that," and I laughed at her.
Ryder,
See,
a lot
it's
of the
for-
situations you're in is just misunderstandings after misunderstandings. You, like, every single bad thing that you've said so far is just a misunderstanding of either they don't understand or you don't understand.
Yeah, because I'm a perfect little angel. I would never do anything wrong.
See, I never had any teachers where I just hated them. Like I had this one
I
teacher
have.
where me and
I
Freeform, we
do.
were just like,
I've
whatever, Miss, whatever you do, don't look up the name of H.P. Lovecraft's cat. And obviously she did it, and she was like, You guys,
What's
hey.
its name?
I'm not saying his name.
Why is
Whatever,
his
viewers,
cat's name
whatever
that? That's
you
my
do,
question.
do not look up the name of H.P. Lovecraft's cat.
Don't look it up!
What? Dude, hey, can I name drop my teacher?
No.
Pekorsky.
This is
Mr.
Garfunkel,
Pekorsky, actually. I'm a high school graduate now, so it doesn't matter. He's the embodiment of a piece of shit.
Okay, I was gonna keep it until you said negative things about him.
He is the worst fucking human alive. I can't even imagine what his daughter and wife have to go through, cause living with that man has to be abysmal. Because I have so many stories about how fucking well, the last like of the last story of the saga, like where like the class was actually interesting instead of like just boring as fuck. It was chemistry, right? He's a chemistry teacher, and he made sure we knew he was smart all the time with these
cooked
long ass
meth.
bell works that nobody cared about, and we just dragged it on so we didn't have to do work. But then we still got like the packet. He gave us so much work and like such little time, and he would blame us. But fucking the last story of the saga before it was boring was I was talking with my friend Avery because we sat next to each other because we were allowed to for about
Avery
like
from Gaming Lads.
yeah, we were allowed to sit next to each other for like 3 months up until this point. It was the long ass bell work, and I was talking to Avery because we usually just talk over it because he always rambles on about like McDonald's robots or dumb shit like that, and
McDonald's.
I'm telling Avery that I had meatballs for breakfast, but I didn't cook them all the way, so there were cold meatballs, but I was still hungry and I didn't have any cereal, so I had to deal with the cold meatballs. It was an interesting story.
Yeah, that
And,
sounds interesting.
Yeah, we were chuckling, and then Pekorsky was like, "Rowan, you got something to say?" I was like, "Yeah, I was just telling Avery that I had meatballs for breakfast, but they were kind of like I said it out loud." he didn't like that at all. So for the rest of the year, I was sat in the corner with this kid James and Juan, and those were the two straight A students that was sitting back there. It was miserable, dude. I couldn't stand it.
I'm a straight A student, but I like to pride myself on not being a fucking nerd loser.
Yeah, dude, it was awful. Oh, he
There's
also.
no way you're a straight A
Okay,
student.
okay, I'm sorry. My lowest grade right now, I have an A- in 3 classes. I'm sorry.
That is-
Oh
lie.
my, dude, you really need to work on that.
I
Your
know.
4.0 is
I
good.
have a
I had a-
3.9 GPA right now.
I had an 18% last semester because it was my first hour. I didn't go to because I didn't need it. I didn't have pass cards. Also
And
another
18%?
yeah 18%. Also no, Jack's calling me. Also
Just ignore it.
another Pekorsky
John,
story.
do not disturb.
My friend Avery's mom is a science teacher as well, so she's in the loop with Pekorsky all the time because they're like in the same hallway and their rooms are right next to each other. And Avery's mom knew about Gaming Lads, and on Gaming Lads at the time, No Korsky was a joke. Like we played this wrestling game, and I made a character named the No Korsky, and I'd say it was loosely based off the character of Pekorsky. It wasn't actually him, but it was him. He had like a chemical symbol on his shirt, and he had glasses on. He's a big fat retard, and and then Avery's mom told Pekorsky about it.
So wait, does that mean Avery's mom was an avid viewer of Gaming Lads?
I wouldn't say. I guess. I guess you would have to. Well, it was the first video, so I mean, I guess it could have been like the just checking in. But but Pekorsky learned about Gaming Lads, and especially the episode Scuffed Backyard Wrestling, where I played him. And he didn't like it at all. He wanted us to take the videos or the videos down. And well, we never did that. But he also made a hentai reference because somebody drew an octopus. He looked like the kind of guy. He was like 50 years old, but he looks like the kind of guy that would watch anime, like unironically. And he made a hentai reference because somebody drew an octopus. He was like, that reminds me of some part of Japan I can't talk about.
Wow.
Or something like that. It was something like he was like some kind of animation I can't talk about.
That's upsetting.
And then me and Avery just looked at each other in awe at what just came out of that man's mouth.
And by awe, you mean
That
snap,
just solidified
right?
that he was a loser, and he only gets a hard on from making little kids feel like shit.
Chris, what's the favorite vacation you've ever been on?
You know,
Thanks,
so
dude.
there's
I
this
wasn't
really nice
done.
place.
Oh, you weren't
There's this
okay.
really... Shut
And
the hell
okay,
up, Ryder.
this was the icing on the cake. It was
Alright,
the
alright.
last day of school. We had him for the last hour on the last day of school before summer.
Can
it
you call
was-
Mr. Pachinko
it
in
was-
the story?
Shut up. It was sophomore year. We were getting ready for the fucking summer. We do our final. I blew it off because I already had an F. I didn't fucking care. I was like, I'm gonna just fill in some bubbles, turn it in, and sit back down and fuck around with my watch. So, everybody's finished. There's probably like not even 20 minutes left. Probably not even 15. And Avery's like, I'm gonna get on my DF. Everybody's turned it in. Nothing could go wrong. Avery gets on the DS, turned down. The light is even dimmed down all the way. Avery's playing Pokemon. And of course he stands up, puts his fucking hands on the desk to pick himself up real loud. Avery! And the fucking look on Avery's face. Like, this actually this traumatized him, dude.
Holy shit.
He's like, really? And he walks over, he fucking quonk, 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 walks over, thuds over to him, and takes the fucking DS, like fucking yoinks it, dude. And Avery's just sitting there, it's like, are you fucking kidding me? Really? And then, like, Avery just fucking puts his head down, and it was just the way Avery's like, I had nightmares about that. It's just the way he did it. It was just the dickiest thing you could do. He's such a fucking loser, dude. I hated him. He ruined my fucking sophomore.
What class was he? What teacher?
Chemistry. He did science.
Yeah, my bio teacher last year would be the sort of teacher who would just play on a DS in class. He would play Fortnite on his phone, and he would know that everyone cheated on the test and just wouldn't give a shit. But he was a really cool teacher,
Okay.
and I learned a lot.
So I always think about this whenever I'm about to like eat some chips. So
Okay.
Yeah.
This must be a
Chill?
good story.
it is. So I had a science teacher last year for bio. Not gonna name drop. Ryder Sinclair. He was some stupid.
What?
No, I had a science teacher, and there was a party going in on Avid next door, and he runs a different period of Avid that was going on, and some students who had him previously in another year came over and gave him some snacks, and it was like one sugar cookie, you know, the cookies that like, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
and like a few chips and like a soda, and he eats 3 chips, and he's like something like oh, that's enough for like the whole week. And I'm like and he knows, like, he went to like college for biology. I don't know if like biology is the study of food. No, I'm joking.
Wow.
But it really gets you thinking, like, who are your friends, you know?
What are you talking about? What does that mean?
Cut that entire portion of that was
No.
terrible.
No, this is a good story. And I always think of it when I'm eating a bag of chips. I'm like, damn, I feel so unhealthy because my science teacher only ate like 3 chips at one time. And he's like, that's enough for a week. And I'm...
Well, is he like? What does he look like?
He's really skinny, but like not really skinny.
Is
He's like cheating.
Is he more like me or more like a stereotypical Mormon dad?
More like me, but like shed off 20 pounds and he's an adult.
Say shit off or shed
Oh,
off?
also, an
Shed.
interesting thing is,
You know he said shed, fucker.
that teacher and another teacher that was next door, they both were in divorces, and
Dude, that's pretty
Okay,
funny.
continue the
for
story.
some reason, somehow the female science teacher got pregnant one day, and they were wondering who's the dad, and
I think you
Yeah.
told us about this one, yeah.
So is it like
Yeah.
confirmed that he was the dad?
yeah, it was.
Nice, dude.
Anyways, let's
Fire.
get to our favorite topic. Favorite stale foods.
Stop.
I like
it off.
Rowan, can you give us a retrospective on Redline Podcast?
What do you mean? Like, you
like,
want me to
looking
tell you-
back on it, what do you have to
colon,
say
a
about it?
retrospective.
What, looking back on it, I mean, you know how you see, like, you know how we call you, like, the Dork Clan? Because
Yeah.
it's like you're a bunch of groups. Like, you guys have your, like, you guys had your own little humor, right? You guys have your own little funnies. But this
What?
This was the Perch, Rowan, and Freeform kind of funny. Like, it wasn't that interesting. It was pretty. It was mostly us just debating over like music stuff, like something that happened to like some creator that probably nobody's ever heard of.
McFill
I
Makes
feel
you
bad
really-
that I've never actually finished listening to all of Redline. I think I got into like the
I
second
don't-
episode.
I don't feel bad. I feel bad for
Weren't you in
that
all
you
of
even
them?
listen to any.
I wasn't there, Chris. Redline like ended right around the time I joined. You guys were
Really?
you guys were doing Redline. Like the first episode came out around the time I had just met Hayden, basically.
Nice. Yeah,
So-
it was.
I'm so glad I didn't meet you until now, Ryder, because if I met you earlier, God, I would have hated you much
We
more.
met each
I hate
other.
you
We
now.
met each other when we built the ninja house.
in real life,
remember?
yeah. In real life.
Then we did meet each other in real life, and I was really freaked out by you.
Yeah, I was freaked out by you, especially.
Can I tell
You
the story about the first time I met Chris?
No, you
Oh,
already did
yes.
last podcast. Last podcast.
No, that wasn't in real life. I meant in
Oh.
real life.
Okay.
We were filming
No more-
the Corpulent Club video that took Hayden like 3 months to, no, more than 3 months to, like about a year. We recorded about a year ago now. So, and I'd always seen Chris in his camera and he looked really small. And then he told me what his height was and we were like the same height. He was a little bit taller than me. And I always thought, how is that possible? And then I met him in person. All of his height comes from his legs, which you can't see on the camera. It's really weird. He would always, he just mundanely say rap lyrics and do the ASL for it while he was flailing his legs around. Like that was your go-to joke.
What?
I never did that.
Dude, that
You-
sounds like the most autistic shit I could ever. If I looked over at you,
I
But it was
literally
I
like-
would
never
have
did
thought you
that.
were the
Funny
dumbest
way.
kid ever. Holy
It-
shit.
he-
No, Ryder, I
He'd
literally
be like
never did that.
doing like gangs and be like 1738 and he'd like be kicking his legs around.
No! Don't even! I never did that!
1738.
Your brain
You were,
is
I
making
just
stuff
remember
up.
because I remember exactly. We were like right in front of the benches where I threw the gross soup,
Ugh.
and I just remember looking over at you and you were like doing that. I was like, "What the hell's wrong with his legs?" So then I made the joke of Chris legs for a bit, but then I stopped saying it.
I was probably cold. It was raining that day.
Yeah, it was. It was raining. There were always like there were just random moms jogging in the park, and they would just walk
Random
past
mobs
us.
like Minecraft.
They'd
Okay,
walk
sick
past
Minecraft.
us and see us just standing there and be like, "Ooh."
Oh my god, the soup that hit the garbage can, that was so funny.
Yeah, but we didn't get it on video. Hayden wasn't
I
recording
know. Okay, now we're just going into too many inside things.
that. Okay, let's go outside.
Yeah.
Speaking
so,
of
let's talk
outside,
about the
Chris,
way-
what's your favorite trip you've ever taken?
Okay, so why can't we do this?
It's such a shitty fucking segue.
Yeah, but it was really.
By
good.
the way, hey Chris, what was your
What's your
favorite
favorite stale
vacation?
food?
I don't know.
You need to do it better. You can be like, oh shit, that reminds me. Like something like
Well,
that.
it's
your favorite
funnier
stale food?
when you make it really blatantly obvious that you're trying to do a segue.
No, it's not. It's just it makes us seem
It's
like
kinda
we're the
gay
fucking-
We're
when you do, like,
scaring
oh,
Jack.
like, dang,
Jack
we're like
doesn't
the-
like it when we argue. We're
We're
scaring
like,
him.
we're like the generic brand of podcast, like that. that's
Okay,
like-
okay. We'll redo it. Okay, so Chris,
Oh,
say
dang!
say we're
that reminds
Chris,
me.
say we're doing too many inside jokes again. Okay.
Okay, Oh, dang! That reminds me.
No, you gotta say we're doing too many inside jokes.
Too many inside jokes.
Yeah, you guys are doing way too many inside jokes.
I think we're doing way too
we
many.
We need to
inside
be
jokes.
outside.
I think we're doing.
Have you guys ever like gone outside? You know what I
See,
mean?
I play League of Legends, dude.
Oh, okay. So have you ever been like on a vacation, like with your family?
I went to like Florida one time when I was like 8.
I've only been up and down. I went to North Dakota. I went all the way up through there.
And that's
And
how-
then I
Where'd you
went
go?
to
Where'd you go?
Oklahoma.
Where'd you go?
What's in North Dakota?
I've only ever been to
the
Washington,
fucking-
Oregon, and California.
The fucking
I
Badlands,
actually did a
dude.
report in 5th
The
grade about
bad, like
North Dakota.
TF2 Badlands.
It's called the Badlands, dude. We went camping in the bad. There was like fucking. There was buffaloes all over
Is
this
there
place.
like cow skulls?
There was snake. Oh, we were crossing this river, and we had to like take off. I had to take off my pants. No, just kidding. No, we were crossing a river because we were going hiking. Well, here's the thing: that there was a hiking group, and then there was people who wanted to go sleep in their car or go to a mineral museum. I chose team hiking because why the fuck would you go camping to go to a fucking gay ass mineral museum? But
Minimal museum.
What
or,
if
like,
there was
up top.
butterflies in there?
I don't fucking
Yeah, what if-
Why would there be
What
butterflies
if there
in
was
the
a really
mineral
cool
museum?
crystal?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe it's
but-
like a high desert museum, like they have in wherever.
So
Yeah.
it was
Totally.
me and my
Wait, no, the
dad.
High Desert Museum's in Bend.
It was
Yeah, I've
me-
been to the high desert museum. It's cool.
Yeah, me too, dude. That thing's awesome.
It was me, my dad, and 2 cousins. And we're taking off our shoes. We're taking off our shoes to go cross this river to get to like where the mountain is, and so we can start climbing up it. And I'm taking off my socks, and but by my shoe where I took my shoe off, I heard a little like a little rattle.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
man, is a baby over here? And what do you think it is, man? It's a goddamn darn snake, rattlesnake, man, sitting right there, right next to my goddamn shoe.
Oh,
God, bro.
So you went on a hike with Boomhauer.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and there was
rattlesnake.
There was, there was what do you call those things that's like mud but like quicksand.
Oh, mud, yeah.
There was quicksand.
so you
I went
right?
on a fucking safari adventure, but dude, it was so cool when we made it to the top, and then we
Yeah.
sent pictures to my mom of us hanging off the ledge because she hates it.
Yeah, but it was in North Dakota, so it didn't really happen because North Dakota isn't real.
I went to
Okay,
South
again
Dakota
with
then.
the politics.
We went to South Dakota, but instead of like camping, we went to this like Flintstone park. And,
Awesome.
My sister almost drowned.
The
and I sa-
Flintstones?
Yeah, my sister almost drowned. I saved her, so she owes me her life.
What? How'd you save? What? How old? I have so many questions.
I was probably like 10 or
Oh,
like
okay.
11.
Did she
It
know how
was
to
a
swim,
while.
or was she like getting
No.
attacked by a shark or something?
No, she got in the deep end, and no, I think it was
The sharks
no, I
in
think it
South
was both. I
Dakota.
think it was both my sisters. Abby and Savannah, they were fucking. They were on the deep end, and they were like hanging off of
Stupid.
each other. And then like one of them lost balance. I don't know what happened. I can barely remember, but I remember being like, "This is my time to shine." I jump in and I fucking like. I bring them to the edge so they could grip onto the edge, and I was like, boom, bada bang, bada boom.
You said that. You said you,
Yeah, well-
you saw your sister drown. You went. This is my time to shine.
Oh yeah, my uncle. They had showers there, like a camp showers, and my uncle went to go take a shower. So my dad went in there, took all his clothes, and put it by the campfire. And then everybody had eggs, and then we threw eggs at him when he came out looking for his clothes.
What a bunch of dicks.
It was very no. It was just a couple. It was just a family fun, dude.
Family fun.
It sucked. We could have been in the Badlands longer, but everybody wanted to stay at the Flintstone Park because it had a fucking pool. It had
Did you see Fred there?
restaurants. What?
You see Fred Flintstone?
Of course, everybody wanted to be
Yeah,
with
no.
the
There was
Flintstones.
like
Did you get in a Flintstones car?
I don't think they had one of those. No. That would be
When
cool
I-
if they had them like around. Like that's actually badass. That'd be cool as hell.
I
Like
want to.
actual hunks of stone that you have to lift up and walk with.
Zach,
I don't think making a car out of stone would work out too
Zach,
good.
Zach, how much do you know about cars?
I mean, I'm
I know you can make him.
Okay,
not like a,
because
I'm not like a car guy.
Because if I drive to Tennessee, will you help me modify my car to get rid of the bottom of it so I can scrape my feet? I can go 60 on a highway and scrape my feet off.
I mean, I don't think you need to be a car guy. I think
That
you just need to
sounds
get like
so
a plasma
dangerous.
cutter and cut the bottom of your car out.
Ryder, I got a plasma cutter, dude. If you want to come over, I can plasma cut. It's probably gonna fuck up something.
Alright.
There's probably some internals down there, but it's okay.
No, it's fine.
I'm a
I didn't
plasma
pay
cutter
a
limb
You don't
cent for
need
my
you don't
car.
need it to run anyways. You're gonna be the one running.
Yeah. Just
Add-
gotta
add
put
the
it in
fucking-
neutral.
Add a laugh track
and then
there.
run.
No, not add a laugh track. Add the
Add a laugh
the,
track.
Yeah,
Add the
and
noise.
shit, buddy, because guess who's
No.
editing this?
Add the noise. Add the little.
Oh,
fucking-
the running noise.
Yeah.
And then add a laugh track on.
Guys,
that for you.
speaking of running, I think we're gonna run out on this podcast. I think we
Yeah,
It's a
that
good
was a
segue
good
into
one.
awesome inside joke, kid.
And in the
So what's your
That was
guys'
an
stale
inside
vacation?
joke.
Anyways, let's end with a favorite
Okay, everyone, thanks for listening. Anyone want to plug anything before we end? 'Cause I gotta
Gaming
go
lads,
somewhere.
gaming
Oh,
lads,
yeah,
gaming lads,
if
gaming
you look
lads.
at my
We're back,
webcam
we're back,
right
we're
now-
back.
Gaming lads is back.
So look at my
baby.
webcam
Gaming
right
Lads
now.
is back.
You can
we,
see-
we just recorded episodes. Go check that out. Be the turn
Okay.
notifications, subscribe.
One
What
more
about you,
thing.
Zach?
I want to plug some Hidden Valley Ranch. Fun for the whole family.
For fun. All right.
Hey, can we do an ad read right now that we don't have like? rights
Yeah,
to
do an ad read as
Okay.
we end it off.
Ryder, MeUndies. Now, the cool thing about MeUndies is that
Tell me
They're made out-
more.
they're made out of this like
Tell me more.
micro modal fabric. And actually, if you Ryder, what's the code?
Chris.
Me undies.
That's
MeUndies.com/supernova.
supernova.
Chris's penis.
That's
Oh.
everybody. Let's say it at the same time. That we'll end the podcast with this. That's www.
MeUndies.com/YouTube.com
supernova.
Gaming Nova.
MeUndies.
Thanks, guys.
/supernova.
All right, we'll
Okay.
see you next week.
I'm
Bye.
not stopping.